Hello everybody, Tsumi here. Welcome back to another monthly update video. Ooh, my voice is a little scratchy, I just woke up. I hope everyone has had a good October, a good Halloween, and all that stuff. Yeah, this month has been pretty good for me, pretty productive. Not as productive as I would have liked. Things did not move along quite as well and as quickly as I would have liked them to. But I still made very good progress on a lot of my goals. Starting off with Alter Cycle, we have a prototype of the first stage done. That needs a lot of tweaking. We had a meeting yesterday. We're actually going to end up scrapping a lot of the music that was already made. He's going to start over, because now we have kind of a better idea of what we want it to sound like. So I think that'll be good. Have a rough draft of stage 1's dialogue done. That was done weeks ago. And I just haven't had time to go through and do another pass on it. And we have a good handful of character designs done, or at least have first passes done on them. So we'll see how much they get revised going forward. But things are progressing pretty steadily over there. Our meeting that we had yesterday was very productive, and I imagine that this month is going to be very productive for us. My goals and role this month is mostly doing a lot of directorial work. I'm whipping up a very in-depth design document that covers all aspects of the game, and I'm supposed to have that done within the next week or so. Shouldn't be too hard. I have a pretty good idea of everything that's going on and everything that we need. They're just putting it all into a slideshow so that everybody else is on the same page. But yeah, Alter Cycle's going well. I'm very excited. I also need to commission logos this month, so that'll be exciting. Streaming. Very quick announcement. My 10-year streaming anniversary is this month. Technically it's on the 12th, but I'm going to be celebrating on the 15th, because the 12th is one of my friends' birthdays, and I might be hanging out with them on their stream. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know if they actually have any plans or not, but I'm going to be streaming on the 15th. It's a Saturday. Plan is to go live at noon. Now it's MST. And we're going to be streaming the game that started it all for me, which is Undertale. Gonna just marathon both routes and have a good time, I hope. And then shortly after that, I have plans for a big rebrand over on my Twitch channel. That might also influence some of the YouTube stuff as well, but we'll see. Because it's been 10 years. I think 10 years is a good point to do some big rebranding. Yeah, we just barely finished Trails in the Sky the Third as well, which is super exciting. Very in love with these games. They're so good. If you're ever in the mood for good RPGs, play the Trails games. I want to make a long form video kind of talking about my thoughts on those games, because I feel like I have a lot I want to say, but we'll see if I actually get around to it. I have a lot of footage for it, that's for sure. And finally, writing and Kuro. Today, the final chapter, the epilogue, and the postscript will be going up, probably around noon MST today. So probably right around the time that this video goes up. Yeah, I wanted to finish it. I wanted to have all the writing done by about mid-month last month. That didn't happen. I ended up finishing the last chapter in the epilogue earlier this week. Oh, excuse me. But life happens and got in the way, and we finished it this week. I'm very, very proud of Kurosumi. I'm very proud of myself for having finished it. And overall, I think it's a fairly good product. Like, I'm not, I don't think it's bad. That's the most important thing. I don't think it's bad. I said there are a lot of problems I personally have with it. It's not to the quality that I want it to be. And I'm not as skilled of a writer as I want to be, which is the two reasons why the web novel is ending. I think I've maybe discussed it before in videos, but the Kurosumi web novel is finished, but Kurosumi itself as a whole story, I've only written a quarter of what I have in mind for it, so it's got a lot left to give. The next thing anybody should see from Kurosumi, other than maybe me posting random art and stuff like that, is going to be a full, revised, and edited version of the story that already exists. Might probably end up being longer than it already is, so that I can go more in depth with stuff. And then from there, it will only exist as like a serial of novels that are, edited and very polished, because that's what I want it to be. That's the vision I have for it. So for really long volumes. Writing the web novel has been a ton of fun, and I am going to continue writing web novels, just not Kurosumi. I'm still working on hashing out the first arc or two for the web novel that I want to work on next. But it should be a lot more of kind of like a lighthearted and fun thing that it doesn't have as high personal stakes for me. Kurosumi is attached to what I consider my life's work. It isn't in and of itself my life's work, but it is attached to it. It is important to my life's work. Therefore, I want it to be as high quality as I can get. But this other newer web novel, I like it a lot. I like the idea a lot. I like what I'm going for with it. But ultimately, not as high personal stakes for me. If it ends up being just okay, I'm not going to be like beating myself up about it for the rest of my life. But if Kurosumi was just okay, like the rest of the series was the same quality that this web novel was, I would not be very happy with myself. Kurosumi is important to me. It's not just been the last 4.5 years that I've been working on this story. It's been closer to 10 years. I'm pretty sure Kuro as a character came into existence in 2014, so probably more like 11. And how things have changed since then. It was a much smaller scale story back then. I would love to talk about, kind of the inception of Kuro at some point. But there's a lot of explaining that would need to happen in order for it to make a lot of sense. So, not right now, but sometime. So yeah, next goals with writing are to get the planning done for my new web novel. I'm actually going to commission good cover art for it and logos and stuff like that. I want it to look a lot nicer. I want it to be a lot more approachable. I want it to be a lot more fun. I want to have good art, and I want to commission good art of my characters. Yeah, I'm probably going to be commissioning a lot of people soon for a lot of various things. But yeah, I'll talk more about what the new web novel is and what to expect with it, probably in the next monthly update, because I'll probably have more stuff done, and I'll actually probably have a release date for the first chapter, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah. I also want to work on a standalone novel. I think I maybe mentioned these two things briefly in last month's update video, and I also mentioned them probably a little bit more in detail in some of the earlier update videos in the year. Notably the first one, because I think in that first one I laid out a bunch of goals that I had, and a bunch of those did not happen. But that's okay. Things happen. We move on, and we learn from them. That's the important thing. So, yeah, I have a standalone novel in mind as well. Got a lot of planning to do on that. It's going to be very different from anything I've written before, and it's very different. Like, thinking about it and planning it is very different from what I'm used to, because it's just a different genre entirely. It's not so much fantasy. It's just more like kind of realistic science fiction type deal. Maybe a little bit of magic. I can probably squeeze it in there. We'll see. But yeah, I would like to thank anybody and everybody who has watched these videos or read Kuro Tsumi for even just a second. Even if you just opened it, read the first couple words, and went, wow, this guy's a shit writer, and then clicked off. Thank you. Sincerely. Kuro is very important to me. It's a very important story to me. And the fact that even a single person has read it means the world to me. Like, sincerely. It's it's hard to put into words how much it means to me. Yeah. It hasn't really sunk in for me that I'm done with it for now. And probably for the next couple of years. It's crazy. Even during the 1.5-year hiatus that I had with the series between the second and third arc, during that 1.5 years I may not have been writing, but I was thinking about it. I was thinking about Kuro almost constantly during that 1.5 years. I've been thinking about it almost constantly for the last 10 years. Because it's a big part of a much bigger project. If I wasn't thinking about Kuro Tsumi, I was probably thinking about the other parts of the project. So, yeah, we've got a long way to go before my life's work is complete. And I'm adding on the Alter series, which is going to be a whole other can of worms. But that's a lot more experimental and a lot less well thought out. So, someone's going to find this video in like 20 years. When the Alter series is like much bigger and has a lot more going on, they're gonna be like, I fucking knew this wasn't planned out at all. Yeah, I have a specific goal in mind with Alter, and maybe I'll talk about it in the future, but we'll see. Yeah, I think that is gonna be it for me today, guys. Yeah, go read Kuro Tsumi. It's not bad. I think it's pretty good. I think the biggest problem I have with Kuro as it exists is the fact that I switched from using first person to third person halfway through, with no explanation, no narrative reason, other than that was when the 1.5-year break happened, and when I came back from it, I tried writing in first person. I'm like, I can't do this. Can't do this. I switched to third person. The edited version of the story will be one single perspective the entire way through. It'll just be it'll be a lot better. It'll be a lot higher quality. Because, like, if you go and read, the prologue in the first chapter, and then you go read, like, chapter 99. Wow, world of difference, I think. World of difference. I think it's fun seeing how I've improved. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me tonight, folks. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you again to anybody for watching this, for reading my work, for watching my streams, for anything you do. I sincerely appreciate it. Like, more than words could ever explain. Truly, I really do. Sure have a lot to talk about in next month's update. I also might have an update for the stream stuff and the rebranding stuff after my anniversary stream. Because I'm not doing the rebrand until after then. Which gives me some time to get stuff done. Yeah. Hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all have a fantastic November. And I will see you guys next month. Peace out.